Welcome into the Bogey Bro Banter.
It's not changed yet.
There we go.
It's fine. I just gave up on it.
Oh my gosh, you guys gotta start without me.
What's about to happen?
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what to...
That's the banter.
I don't know what to do about that.
Connor's about to
I want to do
something to that bathroom.
I want to do another one of those choose your path games. That was really funny when we did for Halloween.
Connor and I were talking about like the possibility of doing a disc golf video that way. I think it'd be impossible in the modern YouTube era, but like that used to be popular back in the day. But essentially, you'd have to
the annotation thing back in the day.
But basically, what you would do is you'd have to tell people like
huge.
keep your own score. And what you would do is I would like stand on the tee and it would say, "Do you want me to throw through the right gap, or do you want me to throw a backhand hyzer or a forehand?" And then have people click. And like whichever one they want, and it takes them, and then I play that hole out with the backhand or the forehand, and then it's like, all right, click here to go to the next tee, and then you go to the next tee, and the next tee I'm like, do you want me to throw?
So cool.
Yeah, and so you like choose which line you want me to take, and then I play the entire hole out, and you keep your score, and then you just have to like honor system in the comments.
I was gonna say,
what was your score?
I think the only way to do that now, because like the way YouTube annotations used to work, it was like you could pop them up on the screen. It was like I don't really know why they took those away.
You still can, can't
they
you?
Pop
only
up
do
in
it for
the top like right corner or whatever.
You can only do it for end screens.
Yeah. In the top right corner, you can have like the little like information.
Because end screen, you can put the video on it.
Yeah.
So you could just make it like
every
a
video
8-second long video. And be like, click here. Which one do you want?
That would be,
we'd have to upload like 50 videos to our channel.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be worth it.
The only way you could do it is if you'd have to like just play both through. Like you'd have to be like, which one do you want? Pause now and pick. And then you just have to throw both.
Well, I think you'd have to put the timestamps and say, which one do you want? If you want the backhand, just hit play. If you want the forehand, go to... But there'd be no way to tell. Go to this time, and then just like have Connor put the timestamp.
Yeah.
And then you have to skip forward, keep score. It's possible. It just would be very irritating to film and...
Yes, it would be very irritating.
It would be a very complex video.
It wouldn't be super hard to film. It would take a while.
I don't know if it'd be worth it. It's probably the biggest thing.
Probably not.
And then if it was worth it, people would love it, and we'd have to keep doing it.
Yeah. The hardest part would definitely be editing it and putting in all those timestamps. That would be so annoying.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to like get the finished product and then go back and enter it in the timestamps.
The way to do it is just post on Instagram. Do you want forehand or backhand? And let them decide what we throw.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
You know what we should do one of these days? Is that same video idea where we let Instagram decide what we throw, but we make one of us the winner and one of us the loser. So like whoever, like, let's say for the first hole, you're the winner, I'm the loser, and we post a poll which way, and then we give it like 5 minutes or a minute, and then whichever one's winning, that's what you do, whichever one's losing is what I do. And then whoever wins the hole becomes the winner of the next poll.
I understand.
So like people could be voting and screw the winner every time, or they could be voting and help the winner every time. But then like, because typically what we do is like, do you want us to throw, what dish should we throw here? And it's like the first suggested one or whatever. But if we did like a poll, and we would have to almost take pictures of every hole and have like graphics made beforehand of like, do you want us to go the hyzer and like have an arrow or down the gut, and then have people vote, and then like people vote for a minute, and then once they vote, one of us does one does the other, and we just battle that way.
I just noticed you got your melon hat.
Yeah, I bought it after Christmas.
I was wearing mine to the gym.
I wear mine to run.
Still haven't sweat in it. I still haven't gotten sweat.
I sweat like crazy. Like it is like when I get back from a run, it is drenched, and this thing looks brand new.
Yeah,
it's impressive.
It's a very impressive hat.
And it dries. So
how was that, man? How was that?
Nothing exciting happened in there.
Have you noticed there's
my stomach just started hurting?
Slot right here?
No.
Yeah.
Hunter, I want to see it on you. I've been wondering what it looks like on you.
I was wearing it all morning.
Yeah, but you had it on backwards.
I don't like it forward.
You don't like it forward?
I'm not a crown hat guy.
It looks good on you though.
I don't like it.
He hates it. Connor, dude, back off.
I got you. I understand. It's not your style. I think it looks good on you though.
I like it backwards.
Okay.
But yeah, you can put like if I was running and wanted to just take my house key. I don't know if that's what it's for, but I can like slide my key in it and then put the hat on my head, and then my keys secure my hat.
So
there you go.
There's these. I found this website called ChooseYourStory.com.
Choose your battle.
And they're online. It's online interactive fiction.
Love it.
So it's kind of like what we did that one time.
Yes.
It's just $17.99 a month.
That was so much fun. We did that.
I think it's free. I'm a little only thing I'm a little nervous on is I think that these might take forever. I don't think it's really.
Let's
what
just
we're
do quick.
looking for.
Let's do short story.
Oh, they have play length. Oh, under the play length, it says in quotes, "It keeps going and going. 7 out of 8." We would need one. It was also. This one looks like if you're really trying. I used to be really into. There were a lot of
fantasy magazine. Choose your own adventure. This could be anything. What?
There were a lot of apps.
The lights
there were a lot of apps back in the day that I used to get into that would be like, it'd be like these choose your own path things, and there'd be like medieval themed ones, and there wasn't even any like pictures or anything. It was literally just like the most simple coded apps that would have just text, and like there'd be reading, and then you'd pick like answers, and you could see like your character's stats in some of them, and like relationships or people that you were enemies with or whatever. And I was like really into them for a while. There was one developer that had a bunch of these games, and I just had a blast with them. Like
what were these games on?
My phone.
On your phone?
Yeah,
okay.
They were apps, and they were like really simple apps. I don't think they were popular, and it was basically just like reading a book and interacting with it. They were very simple. It wasn't like the choose your own path games you see nowadays. You get ads for all the time that are like whatever nonsense.
So I just stumbled on this Tumblr that's just called "You Chose Wrong," and apparently it's like all the ways you die and the choose your own books.
That's
so funny. People just take a picture of like how you die.
Like funny.
I'll just read the first one and we'll see if it's funny.
Okay.
Can you swim to shore? It seems to be your only chance. Jump, you shout to Kim. The boat is only a few feet from the falls. The rushing water sounds like thunder. You jump and choke as a huge wave slaps you in the face. Swirling water grabs you and pulls you down to the bottom of the river. It tumbles you around and around like laundry in a washing machine, and it pushes you towards the falls. Your lungs are bursting. In another moment, they'll fill with water. Your body... This is not funny. Your body is scraped and bruised from the rocks. Why did you think you could swim away from a waterfall? Newsflash.
Stupid.
You're all washed up. The end.
Wow.
You just died.
That was from Give Yourself Goosebumps number 19, Escape from Camp, Run for Your Life, 1997. That was written the year I was born.
Dang, man. It's crazy.
Choose your own ending. Let's try this one.
Yeah, all these ones on this
that's like
website,
motivational blog.
These are all like
how did we get to them before?
Long. I think the ones we were doing before were more like BuzzFeed quizzes. Like they were like really short.
Feed, choose your own adventure, BuzzFeed. Mm-hmm. Go on a journey and we'll reveal your personality in depth.
That's good.
Do we do that one?
Yeah, that's good.
What outfit do you wear to set off on a journey? Something trendy, something bold, something sporty, or something elegant? I set off on a journey.
What kind
sporty,
of journey?
Surely.
Yeah,
depends on the journey. Is it a journey like, oh, we're going to explore the city, or is it a journey like we're going to explore this jungle?
It just says a journey.
If I think of the word journey,
if I think of journey, I'm thinking I'm like hiking or something.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like adventure.
So I think we're all going sporty.
Yeah,
sporty. Now you got to choose a path.
You got to be ready to climb.
Do you want to go left, straight, uphill, or right?
NASCAR, baby, left. Up. No, up. We're going up.
Yeah,
for
I agree. Because like we want to view.
I will always be choosing up.
Okay, now who do you trust? A witch, a wolf, an owl, or a child?
An owl. So wise.
I mean, I feel like if I were just from...
Probably the one that can talk and isn't a witch.
Yeah,
so the child.
Probably a child.
But like, I feel like if I'm just... Again, it depends a lot on context. If I'm in the middle of a city in a foreign country and a child walks up to me and is like, hey, come play with me, then yeah, I'm probably going.
Maybe.
But if I'm in the middle of a jungle and a random child appears, it's just like, come play with me. I'm running the other way.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It is true. The way you
context
said it
matters a lot.
It does.
But a witch, I'm never trusting. A wolf, I'm also never trusting. An owl, I'm like, that's a cool owl flying overhead.
Yeah, but like, how do you trust
it? So I think you have to go child.
I think you have to go child.
That's the only one. Because like, what are you going to do with a wolf? It's going to kill you.
Yes.
Quick, you're in danger. Dang it,
a stupid child.
Choose somewhere to hide. Up a tree, in the water, in a cave, or behind some bushes.
I'm going to go up a tree.
I mean, it says quick, you're in danger. I feel like behind some bushes is the only option.
Yeah, behind the bushes is probably...
I'm not getting up in a tree fast. If I go in the water, I'm still in danger.
Also, if you're up in the tree, you're trapped up there.
That is true.
In a cave, you're also trapped.
I like behind the bushes.
I think behind the bushes.
Yeah. And there's there's like centipedes in caves and stuff. I don't like centipedes.
What house would you spend the night in? A secluded house, a tiny house, a mountainside home, or a suburban house? All of them. Well, a secluded house I might not. It depends on the context.
Probably the mountainside
it's like an
home
Airbnb,
at
like
this point.
secluded, like out in the woods. That sounds like fun.
I feel like mountainside or suburban probably the safest.
I feel like mountainside at this point we already went uphill we're in the woods. It makes sense.
I don't understand. Has this all been one story?
I don't know.
It's not a story
We're treating
at
it as
all.
one. This is just telling us our personality.
So hurry, quick, hide. Now, what house do you want to stay in?
Yeah,
well, I think we're running to a mountainside
sense.
home.
Yeah, let's go mountainside.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Now, which room do you sleep in? There's a cozy room, a modern room, an elegant room, or a cool room.
The cool room.
I feel like the cozy room.
I feel like all of them could be cool.
I feel like I want to.
I do like cozy.
Like I
feel
just
like
been
I'd
on a
go
journey.
modern.
I've been on a journey. I'm in sporty clothes. I'm tired. I was just chased by the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
You do want the cozy room
I want
at
to
that
just be
point.
cozy right
You
there.
might- Yeah, you might want to be cozy at that point, I have to say.
That's fine.
All right, we're cozy.
We can choose that
Yeah,
together.
All right, you have to choose one last path now: mountainside, long, paved, or dirt. Well, we're on a mountainside.
Yeah, it's
home,
gotta be
so
mountainside.
So it's gotta be
gotta be
mountainside. It only
mountainside.
makes sense.
Mountainside.
What's their personality?
We're hardworking, but sometimes we put too much pressure on ourselves.
Oh.
We're the
Dang.
kind of person who always puts 100% effort into everything they do and push themselves to the best to go the extra mile. While it's admirable, it often causes stress when you don't meet the very high expectation you set for yourself. Working hard, but know that nothing is worth sacrificing your own mental health. It's because
Such a
That is
BuzzFeed
the
answer.
most bullcrap I've ever heard in my
we trusted the
life.
child.
It's because we trusted the child.
It's because of two reasons. It's because we chose sport clothes
And uphill.
and because we chose uphill.
Yeah.
Can we
That
win?
is
It's my
absolutely
dream
ridiculous.
job to make BuzzFeed quizzes
Can you win
someday.
the
It's like- and
Tri-Wizard
people
tournament?
People base so much
Should
off
you
of
guys,
that
as
too.
people who have never, okay, this would be funny if you, who doesn't know anything about Harry Potter, and Konner, who knows a little
Oh,
bit.
is this Tri-Wizard Harry Potter?
Yeah, exactly.
I
if
didn't
you guys
know.
try and
I
win,
thought they just made it up.
You guys should try and win.
Choose
and-
your own adventure quiz and determine your Tri-Wizard fate.
Well, maybe we should just see if Hunter can win.
Okay. It's the fall of my 7th year at Hogwarts, and this year is another round of the legendary Tri-Wizard tournament. As you stare at the infamous Goblet of Fire, you contemplate the idea of becoming a champion. Blue flames flicker
Dang,
towards you
man.
like a snake tongue, tempting you to toss your name in. What do? Stride confidently to the goblet, put your name in. There's no doubt you'll be chosen. How hard can this thing be anyway? You feel like a winner already.
It sounds to me already like
First of all, I saw that movie. I don't think I'm entering those games.
no.
Throw your name in because you have no choice. Fred
They
dared you to.
freaking killed Edward.
Scribble down your name and drop it in without much thought. It's not like the goblet's going to pick you anyway. You've given this a lot of thought and have decided you're up for the challenge. You put your name in. You tremble as you approach the goblet and flinch as the flare jumps out at you. There, you did it. You put your name in. Oh no, what have you done? That was a terrible mistake. What were you thinking? This is a big decision, so you stand there going back and forth. And I'm walking confidently up.
I'd see this might not even be trivia if it's just going to be like
It's Halloween night in the Great Hall, and they've just read the names of the first two champions. There has yet to be a Hogwarts champion chosen. The goblet spits out one last slip of paper, and the headmaster catches it. He reads it, and it's you. How do you react?
I don't think this is a good quiz. There's not going to be any trivia. It's just going to be a bunch of reading Harry Potter.
Yeah.
All right, well, let me just answer all these, and I'll just tell you if I won.
Okay.
How about that?
Just quickly press them.
Well, no, I'm looking at them.
If you read them all, it's going to take forever.
I'm not going to read them all. I'm just going to see which one I would think.
Oh my
by reading
gosh.
them.
That actually could be a funny thing if we each like take something that somebody else is kind of expert at and try to see who can do the best at those things.
All right, I'm finally in a room with two other champions. They're both at least several inches taller than me and brawny. One of them even sneers at me when I walk in and says, "The goblet picked you." What do you say in
picked the
response?
dog. Sneer.
What do you say in
Like-
response?
You're laughing now, but just wait.
Like
What do
That's
you
one of
say in
them.
response?
Hunter's quiz would be like Harry Potter. My quiz would be cars, and your quiz, Konner, would be graphic design. No, I don't know what would you make. What would something that you
The
like,
goblet
know
chose
a
you.
ton
What do you
about?
say in response?
Yeah, none of these have a good comeback. Yeah, not really
Oh,
sure what the
dude.
goblet was thinking there. Nothing. I'm still recovering from having fainted. I guess we'll never know why the goblet chooses the name it does. You're laughing now, but you just wait. I don't know about you, but I'm quite confident in the goblet's choice. I think we all have a good chance. Like, bullcrap.
writing
No.
That
this,
sounds like
dude?
Hermione Granger.
Sorry,
writing
maybe I
this?
misunderstood. I thought this was all about making friends with wizards from other schools. And it seems like you're being rather rude. Like,
What do you say in response?
the first task is approaching, but you have absolutely no idea what to expect. What's your strategy?
Well, what did you say in response?
What did you say in response?
I said you're laughing now. Just wait.
Oh, dang.
That was the only one that had like the right attitude behind the character I'm imposing.
No, I got you.
He strode in confidently.
I think best on my feet. All right, cool.
You strode in, man.
I'm ushered into a tent with other champions, and I can hear the crowd cheering in the stadium. One of the judges hands me a tiny dragon figurine and tells me that this is the dragon I must face and steal a golden egg from. What's my inner monologue?
Steal the golden egg from this dragon.
Dragons? How is this allowed? The Romanian longhorn has nothing on me. I bet it's tethered to the ground and all. All I have to do is get incinerated. It's not getting incinerated. Easy.
It's not getting incinerated.
The Romanian longhorn?
Oh, no. Sure, you know what? Never mind. Nope, I'm out. And you promptly leave the tent.
What?
I am clever and capable. I've got this somehow. I'm choosing that one.
The dragons in the movie.
I am clever and capable. I've got this somehow. Here's your dragon. What do you say in response?
The Hungarian longhorn or the Romanian longhorn is not one of the dragons in the books. I'm sorry.
The Romanian longhorn dragon, underneath her is the golden egg.
The Hungarian horntail is what you might be thinking of. There's also
I remember there being a Romanian one.
Can everyone calm down? I'm standing here facing down a Romanian longhorn. I got to get the golden egg that's sitting under her, okay? Now, what's my strategy?
The Swedish short snout.
I'm just picking random ones at this point.
There's one other one, but I know it's not the Romanian one.
The Turkish tickle toes.
That's what it is.
Is that real? Surely not.
No.
I had I'll tell you this earlier.
All right, I'm just picking random ones now. This is way too long.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I wanted to like actually answer.
There's 3 of them.
Oh, I won.
What the
fuck? I'm the winner. Losers!
Ooh, Trevor, what do you say in response?
It wasn't easy. I almost died a few times, but I freaking did it, man.
Does anybody lose
Great job, Hunter.
You just acted like a little arrogant boy and you won.
You run the Wizard Trilogy games.
Well, I figured that would make the most sense for a BuzzFeed quiz.
Man, dude, if Trilogy ran a Tri-Wizard disc, because it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yep.
All right, tell us what to do. Do you want to do this one?
Out of all the things that Gateway steals, why don't they, like
did you see their naked wizard?
Yes,
that's funny.
Out of like all the logos and stuff, why don't they do a Harry Potter logo on the wizard?
Probably because it's
a little too obvious.
It's also like probably not popular enough.
Like Harry Potter logo, like to its full extent, just says Harry Potter.
What if you just have "You're a wizard, Putter"?
Nice. I don't really get the vibe that too many people are reading Harry Potter at Gateway.
I also don't get the vibe too many people are reading Harry Potter in general. I've never really heard them talk about it.
It's
all right.
Tell us what you do in this
movie series
in a horror movie.
All time.
Konner.
No, you're thinking of Lord of the Rings.
Konner.
Easy. You're thinking of Talladega Nights.
Easy.
Oh, you're thinking of Grown Ups.
Dude, Grown Ups 1 and 2.
You mean
I randomly watched Grown Ups 2 the other day for no reason. It just was on TV.
It's hilarious.
Do we want to do this one? Tell us what you do in a horror movie to see whether you'd live or not?
I don't think so.
All right, I'll take it. I'll just tell you if I lived. Yes. Which place would you and your buddies go to on Halloween night? Haunted house, abandoned barn with a cornfield, haunted school, or abandoned asylum?
Haunted house.
Well, Connor's leading us, so it's got to be one of the 2 abandoned ones. Hold on. Because we're going to trespass.
That's true.
So I think, are you going abandoned barn with a cornfield, Connor, or abandoned asylum?
He's busy changing out the camera battery or something. Oh, he broke the camera.
Asylum or barn? Asylum.
Asylum?
You try to open the door.
I'm not even following you in there.
Well, you aren't. You said you didn't even want to do this, so we left you behind.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm laying in my bed comfortable. And actually, I got murdered. I should have come with you.
We try to open the door, but it's locked. Do we let our buddies figure it out, look for the back door, find a window, or break down the door?
I think you look for a back door first.
I feel like you look for...
But I'm not there.
I'll say a window, right? Yeah, window. Yeah.
You look for a window before another door.
Yeah, I feel like a window's easier to get into.
Than a door.
Because the door's locked.
There might be another
all the doors
one.
Are locked.
Oh my gosh.
You're not there. You stayed home.
That's just ridiculous.
You stayed home.
I died.
You see one of your friends is starting to look nervous.
I'm with you.
Your friends starting to look nervous. You tell the others and make fun of them? Yes. Scare them, stick beside them, ignore it. I think we either make fun of them or scare them.
You have to make fun of them because you're also kind of scared. So
I think we scare them because if you're scared and you scare someone, it makes you less scared.
This year for Halloween, we are going to like a scary thing with Konner.
You hear footsteps, but none of you are walking. You say we should turn back, hide with the rest of the group, tell your friends to stop fooling around, get in your fighting pose.
you hear footsteps behind you.
You hear footsteps, but none of you are walking. I think I tell my friends not to fool around.
I'm off the scene. I'm off the scene.
Wait, tell me my options again.
I'm gone.
Say we should. You're already gone. You were never here.
No, I died. I'm a ghost, and I'm with you again.
Say we should turn back.
Doesn't that sound like something a 5th grader would say if you're having like a Nerf battle?
Yeah.
No, I died, but I'm a ghost now.
But my superpower is I can't die.
Yeah.
Hide with the rest of the group. Say we should turn back. Tell your friends to stop fooling around and get in your fighting pose. I feel like realistically, I'd be like, tell them to stop fooling around.
I would say the closest one is stop fooling around because we would probably all freak out and laugh.
Well, yeah, because like I'd freak out and be like, which one of you did that? And everybody'd be like, none of us. I'm like, that was real. I'm like, yeah, okay. Everyone stop fooling around.
So far, I realize nothing bad has happened yet. So far, it sounds like a great time.
You and your buddies decide to stay the night. Awful.
Okay, never. So that's never happened.
You wake up and notice one of them's gone. You get up and look for them alone. Wake up your bestie and look for them together.
Okay.
Ignore it and go back to sleep. Wake up the whole group and make a plan.
I
think I wake up the whole group.
Wake up the whole group. I'm never walking anywhere in there by myself.
No. You find a missing friend. Unfortunately, they're not responding. Their body's covered in blood.
Oh, okay. So they're
dead.
Okay, gotcha.
Situation has changed.
Do you check their
Looks
pulse?
like I made the right choice because I died.
How do you respond?
I died in my sleep.
Do you check their pulse, laugh thinking it's a prank, scream, or grab your phone and take a photo for
How did his body respond?
I would say
didn't.
I feel like check their pulse because I wouldn't necessarily check their pulse, but I'd walk up and be like, dude.
Yeah.
Which I feel like is the same vibe.
Dude.
I'd be like, whose blood is all over you?
Dude, perfect.
Dang, dude.
Oh, just kicked us out. The frick?
Oh, dang.
We must die.
Do not ever check the pulse.
No.
Did it memorize all of our answers?
What just happened?
Oh gosh. All right, let me just catch Zach up to speed.
Yeah. Who's Zach? Catch Zach up to speed.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
I'm starting to look nervous. We scare them. Footsteps. Tell them to stop fooling around.
My superpower is that I always win, actually.
Oh, wait, what?
Let's play a game between the three of us.
The others
later.
walk
We're in the
over.
middle of a quiz.
The others walk over, and you see a stranger standing behind them.
Oh, see you later.
A stranger.
Do
See
you
ya
slowly
later.
start walking backwards, freeze in fear, scream and point, grab your own knife, and ready to defend them? I scream and point.
Yeah, at that
100%.
point. At that
Yeah,
point,
I think I scream and point because I was gonna say I would just be like,
Stranger danger!
Oh,
I was thinking that I'd probably be like, hey, like, how's it going? Like, what's going on? But I remember my friend's dead.
Yes.
So scream and point it is.
Yeah. Sadly, not all of your friends made it. A few managed to get out with you, though. You don't tell anyone.
This guy grabbed all of them?
I guess. You don't tell anyone. You're still in shock. You tell the cops, but they don't believe you.
Right.
Tell your parents, but no one believes you. Post a video, people say it's fake. I mean,
you're going to the police.
Ignore the second part. I go to the cops.
Yeah.
Because people are murdered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like they're gonna find bodies. I think they'll believe you.
Upset that no one believes you, you and your buddies go back to investigate. Never what we do.
So
because the
stupid.
cop would believe us when they saw the dead body.
Yes, they would.
You
Like,
find the
there's
killer
blood on
waiting.
your
You
hands.
find the killer waiting for you. You throw a knife but miss.
Yeah.
Why would you say but miss? Well, I can't throw the knife be the option.
Like, of course, I'm not gonna take that.
You
Now
can't
that I
tell
know-
them what the result is.
now that I know I missed, not throwing a knife.
Yeah.
Freeze in fear again.
Oh, that's always an option. Just freeze.
Start live filming them. Step in front of your friends to defend them.
I'm throwing.
So basically, do we live stream or we step in front of each other?
Humongous what? Humongous what?
You gotta get that on Insta Live.
I think we
man.
live stream.
Yeah, I think we live.
No one believed us.
There are 13
See? This is
people
how I'm about to
watching
die.
this.
This is how I'm gonna die. The killer runs at you. You ditch your friends and hide. Run, but keep filming for proof. Scream. Charge at them. You're no
The
coward.
funniest part is that you need proof that people are dead.
I've got a gun app on my phone.
Yeah.
Just charge them with the phone.
I think I run, but keep filming for proof because
Like,
you know,
oh, it's turned on the ray gun setting.
The Ronald Reagan.
Okay, run. That's funny. Run, but keep filming for proof. We didn't make it. We did not survive.
Sick.
Maybe we sacrificed ourselves to save someone, or maybe just made some dumb decisions, man. What scenario do you survive in that?
I don't know. I feel like we made pretty good decisions.
That killer was a
Other
dirty
than
dog.
the only decision that
Ooh.
we didn't really get to make was whenever we decided to sleep there.
Can we
I don't
find the
get that.
murderer in this murder mystery dinner party?
Yes. Yes.
You arrive for a pleasant evening at your good friend Court Winklerump's manor. However, there's some unexpected guests. There's
Count Winklerump's.
There's Countess.
Count
That's what I said.
You
Winklerumps?
said court.
Is it Count Wrinklerumps or
Winklerumps.
Winklerumps?
There's
Winklerumps.
Countess Eliza Winklerump, the Count's new wife.
Okay.
A bit on the young side, but who are you to judge? To her side is Sal Winkelrump, the Count's surely teenage son.
Okay.
Across from you is Dr. Medico, a charming GP, and Sandra Lottalegs.
Sandra Lottalegs.
The Countess's.
I love stuff like that. That is so funny.
The Countess's best friends and an artisanal gardener. Dinner is served. A hot venison. The Count immediately tucks in. Do you eat the food or make small talk?
At a dinner party?
Can you do both?
No.
I would hope that I made small talk.
I mean, I'm not expecting.
I think we go make small talk first.
Yeah, let's learn. Let's learn about everybody. Yeah, because like if everybody brings out the food and like you're not quite comfortable there, like you're probably gonna like talk a little first before you just like start digging in before everybody else.
Yeah. Lovely weather we're having, you say. No one cares. You excuse yourself to go to the bathroom.
Oh.
While in the bathroom, you hear a high-pitched scream coming from the next room. Ah!
That was good.
Thank you. Coming from the next room. Do you investigate or you run away?
Gotta investigate that.
Investigate.
It could have just been a rat. Like, it doesn't mean you're not thinking
It's not
murder.
a rat. I don't think it's a rat.
Do you enter the library?
Rats. What'd you think?
No, like somebody screamed because they saw one, Konner. You Dumbo. A rat did not scream.
I was like, Trevor, you really feel like you wouldn't be able to tell the difference between a rat scream and a human scream?
Oh my gosh.
You enter the library to see Sandra Lottalegs standing over the Count's body.
A lot of legs, man.
The Countess, Sal...
1, 2.
The Countess, Sal, and the doctor rush in. The doctor reaches for the Count's pulse on his neck to no avail. He's been murdered, Sandra cries. Do you ask Sandra questions or you look for clues on the body?
You
gotta ask Sandra.
Like,
She's
were you
standing
the witness?
over
y'all
a
were
body.
all right here. What the frick happened, bruv?
Hello.
Poison, I'm guessing.
Hello, you say to Sandra in between her sobs.
Hello.
Do you ask her what she saw or accuse her of murder?
Hello.
Ask her what she saw.
Hello. What did you saw?
I think we ask
How
her,
do you respond?
I think we ask her what she saw.
How do you respond?
I think we ask her what she saw.
Yeah, what did
Because
she
I don't
saw?
think you first off walk up and be like, hey, Miss Lottalegs? Yeah, murder.
I wasn't here, but you did it.
It was his cousin, the counter. He's holding a knife.
Yeah.
Get it? There's a knife on the counter.
He was already dead by the time I found him, Sandra says. I saw a figure running out the room, but I couldn't make out who they were.
Were we not all in the dining room?
No, we went to the bathroom.
No,
Yes.
but like, was everybody else?
Everyone else was in the dining room.
So what?
Apparently
the
not
frick?
everyone was there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck.
What
Why
is going
did-
on? They
so
didn't
why
set the
did-
scene very well.
So why did Doctress Longalegs get up in the first place?
I don't know, man. They couldn't make out the word. Do you ask her about her relationship with the Count or you interview someone else? Those are the only two options. You can't ask her any more about the person.
Just interview somebody else. Like, you're not going to.
Hey, what happened? I'm not sure. What is your relationship with them?
Yeah, that's like not a normal conversation. You just sound like a detective already. Are we a detective?
We're a detective.
We're trying to figure out who who killed
I
him.
understand.
I feel like we ask her
If we
relationship.
ask her the
We
relationship,
gotta remember that the point of this is that we're trying to find the murderer.
right.
I think we fully vet Sandra.
Yeah.
Miss Bullock.
No, Sandra Bullock.
I met him through the Countess, she sniffles. He was usually holed up working on something with the doctor. I barely knew him. Although I did once get him a rare
barely knew him.
I did once get him a rare orchid from my garden.
He's allergic
It matched
to
his
those.
eyes.
He's allergic to those.
Sandra's having an affair. You don't just get this. You don't just get this
Well,
guy
Sandra's
an orchid.
not having an affair. The Count's having an affair.
You don't just get this guy an orchid.
He
that matches
affaired.
his eyes.
He definitely
I think it's
affaired.
an affair on both ends. I think
No
it's still
reason.
an affair.
Hey, it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize what the options were. Do you thank her for her time or you accuse her of having an affair? I
Oh.
think considering what I just
Accuse
did,
her of
we have to
having an
accuse her
affair.
of
Yeah,
having an
let's
affair.
accuse her of having
You
an
gotta
affair.
stir them up, get emotion out. So
I
you can see
agree.
what's happening.
That's
Yeah.
true.
People make dumb decisions. when they're
Oh,
emotional.
called it. She said, "Okay, we may have had a little fondle every now and again."
Whoa.
She lowers her voice, but that doesn't mean I killed him.
little
I came in
It
here
is a
to.
little PG-13, everybody. Cover
But I
your,
did-
cover your
that-
children's ears.
That doesn't mean I killed him. I came in here to tell him it was over.
Yeah, right.
Do we accuse her of murder
Well,
or we interview
you told
someone
him
else?
that he was over, all right.
Do we accuse her of murder or interview someone else?
Yeah, we got to interview
Well,
someone
I
else.
say,
We
yeah,
can't
but just
yet.
accuse her just to see
No,
how she
we'll
responds.
probably
you know?
lose,
We'll
though.
probably lose because I think
Oh,
accused
you're right,
probably
you're right.
means
That's like our
game
final
in.
answer. Okay,
come on,
yeah.
Konner.
Interview someone else.
I was saying in the morning, I'd be like, "You're the murderer," and just see how she responds. You know?
You look around the room. Sal and the Countess are sitting on the chasse
gonna be like,
lounge.
"No, I'm not."
And look stunned. Do you interview Sal or you interview the Countess? I feel like we got to talk to the Countess.
We got to go to the Countess
Yeah,
first and be like, do you
definitely
realize that he was
Countess.
having an affair?
The Countess
Yeah.
pulls you into a hug. Whoa. I do hope
She
we
wanted
can
to have
find
a
who
little
did
fondle.
this, she says. Should we ask her about the relationship with the Count or
Something
ask if
about
they
the
had any
fire or
energy?
eating fondle.
Or if they had any enemies?
I think you go enemies
Enemies.
first.
Yeah.
He was an argumentative man, the Countess concedes. But such is the nature of great men. Look at him and the doctor. Just last night, they were rowing. Now they're back having dinner as usual. The doctor has now been brought in twice.
They must be exhausted from all that rowing.
Must be a British
do we accuse the count
author.
of do we accuse the count of having an affair, or we explore the house?
Let's accuse him of having an affair.
Let's see what happens. And then I want to explore the house for sure.
What did you just do?
I chose to accuse of having an affair. How dare you not tell me such lies? I want you out of the house this second.
Oh, no.
The Countess yells. You oblige. However, you walk out of the house, you see a shadow in the corner of your eyes. A firm pair of hands shoves you from behind and pushes you to the ground. You perish. That was a forceful push.
That is so stupid.
Okay, go back one page.
That's like the natural thing to do is to be like,
all right, let's just explore the house.
We weren't like, he was having an affair. We were like, hey.
Like we
Sandra just like said they fondled a little bit.
Yeah,
on the weekends.
I don't know what fondle means. Like, is that what the cheese you dip stuff in?
Are you talking about no? It's the stuff that you wrap like decorative cakes in.
Yeah.
So they like decorating cakes on the weekend. I don't know if you're aware.
They're either decorating cakes or dipping stuff in chocolate. We're not really sure what's going on there, but we
funny.
think it might lead to something more.
That's funny.
The manor is actually pretty creepy. You walk up the stairs and the rail's cool against your hand.
We want to talk to Sal.
Ooh. You reach a hallway with a door on your left and or a door on your right. Which one do you do? Left or right?
Left. NASCAR, baby.
NASCAR for Dale.
Low power, baby.
Three's for Dale.
You appear to be in the Count's study. You walk up to his desk illuminated by a candle and you see one envelope marked will and another one marked business. Do you open the will or the business envelope? I feel like he's dead. Open the will.
Yeah. That's way more interesting.
You find a letter addressed to the Count's lawyer.
I bet he didn't leave anything to the Countess.
You find a letter addressed to the Count's lawyer unsent. Dearest Hal, I would like to amend my will and leave the manor to my Countess instead of my son.
Oh. Well, who's the son? Sal?
I don't know yet. Yeah, the surly son. I don't know who that is. All right. Do we gather everyone to make a decision? Or do we go back into the hall?
Go back to the hall. We don't
go back into the hall.
Yet. They're giving everybody a motive. That's how this works.
You almost walked straight into the doctor. Need a hand, chappy? The doctor's guilty.
They were
just how this is written.
Yeah.
Why?
The doctor's guilty. He's brought into this too much. Do we ask the doctor about the argument or we ask the doctor about his death?
About his death. See if he tries to lie.
It would have been a very rare poison to leave such little trace, he says. You already did an autopsy? That's kind of traumatic, just on the floor.
Yeah, you're just cutting them open.
Outside of a hospital, it would only be found in the rarest of gardens.
Orchid.
For those who are looking. Ask the doctor about a mole on your leg or gather everyone to make a decision.
Ask him about the mole on our leg. We are worried about that.
No, because he's gonna kill us.
Yeah. We're worried about it though.
I think we gather everyone.
You guys haven't had moles removed like I have. It's serious.
That's true. We have to be sensitive.
I already gathered everyone.
You are a punk. And now I'm gonna die.
You gather everyone in the circle in the dining room. It's time for you to make a decision. Do we name Sal as the murderer, the Countess as the murderer, the doctor, Sandra, or ourselves?
Let's name ourselves as the murderer.
No, that's obviously not the answer.
I mean, at this point, I think we have to say
Sal.
Sandra.
Oh.
The freaking garden situation?
But the will.
Yeah, but she...
Also, who is Sal again?
The surly teenage son of the Count.
The poison situation, bro?
I think Sal.
It's definitely Sal because then he could blame it on Sal.
I don't think it's Sal. I think it's either...
It's either Sal or Sandra.
It's either Sandra or it's the wife who found out they were having an affair because she saw the orchid, took the orchid, and made it into... But we still don't know what
we don't know fondle. They could have just been fondling some strings and playing guitar.
No, I bet all of them did it.
All of them did it
like
together.
Murder on the Orient Express.
All right, so which one are we going with?
Dang, that was a spoiler.
What the frick, dude? I was going to read that tomorrow.
No, you can pick whoever the frick you want, but I think it was the wife.
He thinks it's the Countess.
Konner? I think she found out about the affair because she saw the orchid. She took the orchid, made it into a poison, and therefore used the token of their affair.
I think that's too
as
obvious
because
it's the first information we learned.
Yeah, Konner.
I'm just gonna say Sal.
I've been riding with the doctor this whole time.
Frickers, dude. You had one thing to point towards Sal.
I've been riding with the doctor this whole time.
Whatever.
You have one thing to point towards the wife.
I've got nothing to point to the doctor. That's why it's him.
No, I don't have one thing to point towards the wife.
All right,
got two.
So we all think it's different.
And the affair.
I'm gonna name the doctor.
It was Vaughn.
Fine, it was me. It was the freaking doctor. Losers, come on.
Yes! Great job, Hunter.
He found the poison in his hospital. I mean, it was so easy to get him to confess. I just said, it was you.
And he was like, fine, it was
This
me.
is the guy who had the least
I found the poison in my hospital
So
study,
stupid,
and even planted one of the countess's earrings on the count's body to try and convince you otherwise. But you would do the same.
Didn't figure that out.
Your greatest design stolen by a miserable count for a project you were supposed to complete together, an easy price to pay. Boom.
So basically, they gave us zero motive for the doctor dude, other than they had an argument and he was.
Well, they argued last night. That was
Yeah,
it.
sick.
They kept like just hinting,
They
just
were
were like,
rowing.
well, but
Yeah.
the doctor last night they were rowing, but they're fine today. And then you bump into the doctor when you stumble onto other evidence. They threw the doctor in too many situations. You're like, well, why are you mentioning the doctor there? It was a classic poorly written story.
Yeah.
What the frick are you talking about?
They just kept throwing the doctor in for no reason.
And who knew? Maybe the doctor.
When?
Maybe him and the
When you
doctor.
talk to Sandra, threw the doctor in. When you talk to the countess, threw the doctor in. You walk out of the room, run to the doctor.
What do you-
Doctor.
What do you mean when you? Which one did he? What did he say when we talked to?
Sandra brought up the
Sandra.
doctor. I don't remember what she
No,
said.
she
'Cause
didn't.
They were
did.
rowing.
No, that was the countess. She
Yeah.
brought up the doctor, I promise. Because that was the first thing I said. I said, it's going to be the doctor. And then we ran to the countess. She said, the doctor. I was like, it's definitely the doctor. And then we ran to him in the hallway. I was like, yeah, it's the doctor.
It's a stupid story.
And who
Doctor,
knew?
doctor, doctor.
Maybe the count. Maybe the
Stupid.
count and the doctor were fondling on the rowboat. Like that's a nice snack to have.
So
like, while
stupid.
On there, like
I can't stand. No,
Say it.
I can't stand that.
you can't stand.
Get it out.
You'll be out of frame.
It's so bad. You don't write a murder mystery if it's trash.
That's my bad, man. I won't do that anymore.
I wrote it. That's how I knew it was the doctor.
It's so dumb.
What if
How
I
do
just
you
been writing for
respond,
Buzzsprout this whole time?
That'd be awesome.
It is actually really hard to find like mysteries like that, or like anytime there's a whodunit situation in a movie or a book, it's really hard to like present a twist that is undetectable. Like I've seen some movies that are like high budget movies and it's just shocking how obvious it is.
I would. Sorry. Are you done?
Go for it.
I didn't mean. I realized that
I was gonna say that like recently, I'll give you some examples. Murder on the Nile or whatever the heck it was.
Murder on the River Nile.
Yeah, it was there's whatever that
Never
one
heard
was.
of
Yeah.
It was the second. It was with the same guy
The
as
Knives Out.
No, that's a different one. I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
So the Murder on the Nile movie was like a sequel to Murder on the Orient Express. Murder on the
Yes,
Orient Express
okay.
was pretty good.
Everyone
Murder,
did it.
Murder on the Nile, who ended up being the whodunit, incredibly obvious to me. It was incredibly obvious. Like I guessed it from the beginning, and I literally said to myself, "Well, that wouldn't be it. That's too obvious." They just presented it in a way. I don't know how the book was, but in this case, it was. Yeah. However, the Knives Out movie and the new one, the Glass Onion Knives Out movie,
that's it.
Both of them are pretty good at keeping it under wraps. I'm not saying they're unguessable, but at the,
I like
at
Knives
the very
Out. I thought it was
least,
kind of underwhelming.
We
It
almost
was-
watched Glass Onion.
Glass Onion. I would recommend watching
a
it.
few nights ago, but we
So what
didn't
Glass
because Lucas
Onion
started
has,
crying like he was cutting a glass onion.
what Glass Onion has is the whodunit is decent. It's pretty good, but the twist is excellent.
The twist in my nipple.
The twist is excellent. So I would watch Glass Onion. It's a good watch.
Pop it.
Did you ever have a purple nipple?
Twist it. Did I ever have one?
No, I didn't have one. You should watch
Like
it. Though.
did people ever
It's
purple
entertaining.
nipple you?
Yes. Yes.
You will have a fun time watching the Glass Onion. It is an entertaining watch,
I can appreciate movies like that.
and it's just chilling on Netflix.
Did y'all ever read the Hardy Boys
if you have
books?
Netflix?
I read like one.
My sister was
mom
really
has like a huge
I used to
into
love
Nancy
Hardy
Drew,
Boys
ones.
but I didn't
Yeah.
really. I think I read like one Hardy Boy
I used to
book.
be hard into Hardy Boys.
My sister,
be a Hardy Boy?
So my siblings and I, particularly my sister and I, what we were really into is, so she read Nancy Drew, and Nancy Drew has still to this day, they make computer games.
Yeah.
And they've made, I mean, at this point, probably close to 100 of these games.
I feel like I used to play them.
And these are some of the best freaking computer games you'll ever play. They are basically, like a whole different range of stories and locations and mysteries that you're thrown into, some in different countries. And there's all these characters you meet and puzzles. And like, it is legitimately like these games are so much fun. And my siblings and I used to sit in front of a computer and like we'd write down notes and like have a blast playing these games. If you've never checked those games, like they are,
Pretty sure I played them.
they're awesome.
If I didn't,
They rock.
if the Hardy Boys had one, because Hardy Boys and Nancy
So-
Drew were like the same series basically,
Yeah.
right?
So in one of,
because they're like maybe they're by the same publisher.
yeah.
At least.
So in one of the Nancy Drew games, one of the mysteries was called like it's like called the Island of Kapu Cave or something. You actually get to turn into the Hardy Boys in that one and play as the Hardy Boys.
Because I definitely played the games like that, but I don't know if I played Nancy Drew or if they made the Hardy Boys.
They were so
awesome. But they were incredible.
Yeah, the mysteries were so sophisticated. There was a lot of like, I wouldn't have guessed that, like really fun.
But yeah, I read the Hardy Boys, like the Hardy Boys, and there was, there were just like spy series. And they're like the only 2 fiction books I ever read.
What I used to have
what was this spy series?
I used to have this.
That just awoken something
these books that were, I would say they were for like young teen age range, but it was basically a book that had a whole bunch of mysteries in it. And they were like short story mysteries and kind of like mind puzzles as at the same time as mysteries. And then you just read one and then you'd have the answer on the page and you'd read the next and you just try and solve them. And like I was addicted to them. I would just read through them because they were quick and they were really tricky to solve. So like you felt like it was a huge accomplishment if you got one. And I had like 6 of these books. I don't remember what they were called. They were very fun though. Because it wasn't like you had to, like as a younger child, I'd have to wait for an entire 200-page book for a payoff.
What the heck was this? They made one movie out of this.
Out of a mystery series?
No, it was like I think it was like a spy. I don't know what they were
Cody
called.
Banks.
No.
I was actually going to say something about that guy, about that actor, Agent Cody Banks, the guy that plays that.
That's the guy from Malcolm in the Middle, right?
Yeah, that's so funny. That was literally going to be my next thing I brought up. I was just waiting for a time to bring it up.
Could it be Alex Rider? Let me look at. That sounds semi-familiar. And the Stormbreaker was definitely the name of the book, but that's not the cover. I remember.
You mean Snowpiercer?
Those were, dude. That movie is crazy. You ever seen that movie?
Yes.
Crazy.
I think I've seen it a couple times.
I have.
This has got to be
really
it.
Know what happens.
It's awesome. I love Snowpiercer.
Alex Rider books, images.
Dude,
yes, this is it. Alex Rider.
I've heard of those.
It was. There's 6 of them. There's 6 books, and I had them all. And they were sick.
Yeah.
Actually, there's more than that. There's 12 books now. These 6 were the ones I had.
Gotta finish
Skeleton
the series.
Bay, Point Blank, Scorpia, Archangel, Stormbreaker, and Eagle Strike. They weren't like incredible, but it was just like once you get into a series, you had to finish it.
So did you guys I learned a lot about the Fast and the Furious series the other day.
Robbie C tell you about it more?
No, I listened to a podcast that was about like the history of the Fast and Furious series, and it started because this one guy basically wrote an article in Vibe magazine.
Fascinating.
About the street racing scene in somewhere. I don't remember where it was. And then somebody thought it was an incredible movie idea and sold the rights to the movie to somebody and whatever. So they got a bunch of actors that weren't super famous yet because like Vin Diesel had done stuff in Saving Private Ryan, but like he was barely a character in Saving Private Ryan. And like, yeah, like nobody was really well known in there. And so they made like the first movie and it did really well. And they had a budget of $2 million on cars. All the cars in that movie are like, they're not just like a shell of a cool car. They're all like actual built out cars. The guy that was the designer for the cars like had a lot of like, was like an expert on, the Japanese imports and like all this stuff. So he built all the cars and like made them specifically for that. And it was really cool. So that first movie was like a car movie. People freaked out, but the whole purpose of it was supposed to be the cars is what brought people to the theater, not necessarily the actors. Mm-hmm. And then they ended up like they made the second movie and it didn't do as good. And then like another guy bought it and he didn't give a freaking crap about any of the actors. So he decided he didn't feel like paying any of the actors. So instead he made Tokyo Drift because then he didn't have to pay any of the actors. He could just get like other actors that were nobodies.
Oh, Tokyo Drift doesn't have the same actors in it?
No, it's different actors, but it has Bow Wow in it.
Nice.
And then some other guy, I can't remember his name, but he's an American actor, but he's like the American actor.
Vin Diesel.
Nope. And yeah, so they do Tokyo Drift.
I didn't know that was different actors.
But then eventually they hired the actors back, and then it was this whole feud because apparently Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Vin Diesel hate each other.
Yeah.
And like hated each other on set and stuff like that. And then each movie they basically got more and more to where they're like, this isn't a car movie anymore, this is an action movie. Like they did it on purpose.
What happened to Need for Speed?
I don't know.
I will
you for
watch.
asking that.
I will someday watch the Fast and Furious.
Fast and
movies
Furious.
because I see those trailers in theater and I see people like driving on glaciers and jumping cars off of buildings.
Yeah.
And I can just tell to myself, these movies, the plot probably sucks, but man,
electric.
do they look fun to watch in theaters and like get hype.
Because Need for Speed and Fast and Furious, like, originally were, like, coming out on the same time, right?
I do not remember.
Was Need for Speed a movie or just
It's
a game?
I don't.
Oh, about saying in the
They might
second
have made a
movie,
movie at one point,
in
but-
like the second movies and on, they were no longer like actual built out cars. They were just like
shells.
I must be
a lot
thinking
of
like
them were,
Need for
shells on
Speed.
top of like dune buggies.
Maybe
and
Need
stuff.
for Speed came out around the time of like the OG Fast and Furious. For some reason, they're like competitors in my
I
mind.
just looked up Fast and Furious game.
I don't know. Well, only
Oh
one
yeah, I
of
was
them
wondering
won.
if that. And Need.
I saw a clip, Konner. I'll have to try and find this for you. Somebody,
Oh, the Fast and the Furious inspired Need for Speed. No, it's Underground.
somebody made a Fast and Furious parody movie,
That's
and
funny.
it's basically them being all super satirical. They're like, "Oh man, his car has one of those doohickeys under the hood." That like it's really funny. Like they're acting dead, and the actors like look like off-brand versions, and they're all just making fun of like the way they talk about the cars or whatever.
That's
I'll try and find the clip I saw. It was very funny.
That's pretty funny. I think I could have I hated the Fast and Furious movies before because of how ridiculous they got. Because it started out as like a semi-accurate street racing movie, and then just turned into
They
the
go to space at one point.
Yeah, the absolute most ridiculous thing ever. But now, like, I can appreciate the fact that like that's what they were trying to do. They decided that each movie they wanted to one up the last movie in like how ridiculous the stunts were.
You have to have that one thing in the trailer that just like dominates. Have you guys been following the internet trend? So the new Avatar movie came out after like Forever, the new like sequel to the original
dude.
James Cameron Avatar.
Also, in order for the Avatar movie to break even, like on because of their budget,
Mm-hmm.
it has to be the fifth popular movie in the world in the box office
yeah.
to break even.
Probably will.
Well, so
That's crazy to bet
the
on
budget.
that.
Well, so the funny thing that happened
I
is
could never really get into that.
that movie finally came out. The original one, I watched it a long time after it came out, so like I have no appreciation necessarily for the effects. It's hard.
Yeah,
because
that's.
at the
I
time,
think
it
the
was
effects are amazing,
groundbreaking.
but I thought the movie was kind of silly.
So, anyways, this movie comes out. It's highly anticipated. Everybody's like, it's going to make all this money, and then I think partially just because the internet got behind it, but a new Puss in Boots movie came out.
Yeah,
And people like you slowly started seeing people start this joke on social media of like that movie dominating Avatar in the box office and being like the actual cinematic masterpiece. And people like giving this review like movie such good reviews, like higher reviews on Rotten Tomatoes, like 100% Rotten Tomato score. And slowly but surely, week after week in the box office, this Puss in Boots movie is just giving it to Avatar, just cashing in 30 million. And I don't know where it's at now, but like basically it stole the show. Like it got the internet
I will
behind
say
it.
I didn't know Avatar was out yet. I almost went and saw the Puss in Boots movie like 3 times.
Because people, it looks good and people are like, we all know that DreamWorks can make a good film.
Well, it
Yeah.
seemed funny. Because Puss in Boots is always a funny character.
Let me see if I can find
and
the
like
current.
the whole thing is like he's on his 9th life.
yeah.
I don't know anything about the Avatar
It
plot.
still has very good
No one
reviews.
else does either. The preview does not tell you anything.
I just know Puss in Boots. It like he died like 8 times, and it's like his final ride.
Yeah.
Let me.
It looked hilarious. I would have enjoyed Puss in Boots more than Avatar, but I'm not going to see either probably.
I don't think I'll probably try to go see Avatar, but I wasn't super into the first one.
I watched the first one. My dad got a new TV, and back then it was one of those that you could put glasses on. It was a 3D
Okay,
TV,
oh, yeah.
but it was like the movie theater.
Yeah.
Well,
right.
I think it's leveled out. The Avatar 2 movie is close to 2 billion worldwide right now.
What's Puss in Boots?
I probably nowhere near that.
$2 billion what?
Dollars.
Yeah, I think that they spent like $25 billion on it.
They definitely didn't
just
do
kidding.
that. Well, okay, so Puss in Boots was a 90 million budget, and it looks like right now worldwide they're at as of January 16th, they're worldwide 250 million. Which I used to play this fantasy movie game, Fantasy. Sorry, I always mispronounce that word.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. And anyways, you would basically pick movies based on what you thought they were going to make, and certain ones were cost more to pick. And $254 million for a movie like this with that budget would have been an incredible success.
So what's the budget of Avatar?
Let me find it. Avatar.
I'm gonna say 2.1 billion.
I don't think it was $1 billion budget. That would be unheard of. $250 million.
No,
Okay.
so they're killing it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's edging towards $2 billion.
That can't be accurate. What you read earlier, then.
I can't remember where I heard that then.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, because Puss in Boots would have made money with the Avatar budget.
No, okay. This is an article. So that was a first thing that popped up on Google Answer. This article says Avatar 2 is so expensive it must become the 4th or 5th highest grossing film in history.
There we go. We're back on
I was
Konner.
exactly correct.
Early reports have claimed the production budget alone was in the $250 million range, but director James Cameron isn't willing to give a hard number just yet.
So production budget, that doesn't factor in like what they paid actors and stuff? Or that does?
I don't. Cameron
Well, it says production
apparently
budget alone,
told.
so what else is there?
He said Cameron apparently told Disney that his sequel budget was so high it represented the worst business case in movie history. According to it, you have to have the 3rd or 4th highest grossing film in history. That's your threshold. That's your break even. Our current chart, highest grossing movies. His original ranks at the top of 2.9 billion. Avengers Endgame is at 2.7 billion. James Cameron's Titanic is in the 3rd at 2.1 billion. That means, according to Cameron, if it wants to break even, it needs to either overtake Star Wars The Force Awakens at 2.07 billion or Avengers Infinity War at 2.05 billion in the 4th or 5th slots.
So this movie's doing incredible. Yet no one's talking about it. None of my friends have seen it.
People are talking about it.
Y'all haven't seen it, right?
But I have not seen it.
No, like typically like Avengers, like what was the Avengers one you just read? Endgame? Is that the one that's up
Yeah.
there? Like everyone I know saw Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
But you got
This must be popping off in other cultures.
So you have to think that worldwide, I think Avatar 2 is just doing really well.
It must be a wagon.
It does have good reviews. Like it's got an 8 out of 10 on IMDb. It's got high scores. Like
What's the like audience score?
92%.
All right, see, I'd like it. I
basically just go on
But
Rotten
yeah,
Tomatoes.
they have it. They have it at
1.96.
1.916 billion in the box office right now. So like it's doing amazing.
I usually just take whatever the critic score is at Rotten Tomatoes and I flip it the opposite way.
Avatar was always.
I do not trust the critic.
The critics in Rotten Tomatoes can be brutal.
They can be, and they're obviously paid off in some situations.
I just look at the audience score because I am your average audience.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe not average, but I agree with the average
because audience
score
measures entertainment, and
exactly. That's all I care about.
And I am perfectly willing to watch a bad movie that is entertaining.
Yes.
A thousand times out of 1,000.
Well, a lot of times critic reviews bring in like they really favor certain messages pushed in movies too. And so if a movie pushes that certain message, then like they're gonna give it great reviews, but the movie sucks.
Critics, they
well, it's the same in
they
any.
can definitely be tough.
It's the same in any realm where like we can go with like what we know. We can look at a disc golf as a disc golfers and be really critical of like the diamond because it doesn't have a lot of uses. But the audience score for the diamond is probably crazy high because it's such a fun distance.
The other thing about critics you got to remember too is you can have an incredible movie and critics love being the one person that hates that movie.
That's true too.
They love that.
Well, like because I feel like food critics can be similar of like.
Sure.
Like upper crust pizza will never get a high critic rating.
Probably not. But it's good pizza.
But it's just if you just want to enjoy a pizza, it's pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I am.
That's why I always lean towards audience score.
Yes.
On like anything and everything because like in general, if something is like if it's the most cinematic thing on earth, but it doesn't capture my attention, I'm gonna hate it.
Yeah.
But it might critically be like the most acclaimed movie because of X, Y, or Z, how they, whatever. I don't care.
There are certain movies.
If it doesn't keep my attention, I'm just be like, that was the biggest waste of $75.
There's different reasons I go to see different movies. Like I wouldn't go see a Fast and Furious movie to like judge it cinematically. I would go to watch some stuff explode and see how exciting it is.
But critics judge it. At least like, from my outside perspective, critics judge everything by like the same.
A lot of the
like it's got to fit into this exact box.
A lot of the critics are
the first Fast and Furious movie got like a 25% critic score and like a 95%.
Yeah, a lot of the critic scores are going to have to do with writing, and like yes, that's a huge part of the movie. But if you have not great writing, but
But you
incredible
throw Kevin
visuals.
Hart and Jack Black in there, then Jumanji's gonna pop off.
Well, Jumanji was a humongous success,
It was.
critically and audience-wise. But
Well,
like,
it's 'cause Kevin Hart was
there are
It's
certain
because
movies.
Jack Black freaking created that movie. Everybody was pretty good in that.
There are
movie.
certain movies
just
that
don't
I will
like The
look
Rock.
more to the audience or the
I
critic
think The
score.
Rock is a little bait.
If
I
it's-
have never
if I know
watched
that
the
it's
movie.
meant to be, like if I know I'm looking at a movie and I'm thinking this movie is meant to be more of a slow burn, like critic type of movie. But if I'm going to see freaking Jumanji, for example, I'm just looking at the audience score. I want to
then,
know
like,
if
if
the
I'm going
common
to,
man
like-
appreciated it.
But then, like, if I'm watching, then I will watch some movies with the critic mentality, not to necessarily because I'm trying to appreciate those parts of it, because that's why that movie was made. For example, the Joker, or just Joker, was not made to be a let's just go watch a fun movie. It was made to be a critically acclaimed movie because of the acting and because of the cinematography and because of the writing.
Right.
And it was. I watched it with that mindset, and it was freaking incredible. I didn't feel good while watching it. I didn't like myself while watching it. I wanted to go outside and kill people after watching it.
I've seen that movie twice. It is like an intense experience.
It is intense, but it's incredible. It's very good.
Well, I was gonna say I've never watched a Dwayne the Rock Johnson movie he is in and not enjoyed it.
I do not like Dwayne
Ever.
The Rock Johnson.
I don't know.
I like the movies.
I've
he's
only
in.
ever
I've
seen.
I typically like his role in movies. I think he's good in movies. I do not like him.
I've seen.
I've only ever
so many.
I think I've only ever seen
The
him
game
in, like,
plan, incredible. Jumanji, unreal. Fast and Furious, loved all of them.
Red
I've-
Notice was really good.
Red Notice was great.
I've only like seen a
but
couple
it's
movies
because
with
him
in
and
it,
Ryan
really.
Reynolds were really funny together.
If I see him and Kevin Hart in a movie, insta watch.
It's to watch.
Insta
No,
watch.
because they are hilarious together.
yeah, I don't think he's funny. I think
Yeah,
that
I think he plays
he's-
off of people well though.
He's not.
He's very
yeah.
entertaining.
I think it's because his actual body language mixed with good writing can make a good character.
He is
But
decent.
he doesn't have
He has decent physical comedy.
Moana,
Yeah,
He's not
great.
super witty though.
he's great in Moana.
yeah.
Loved him in Moana. Turn him into a cartoon. Loved him.
He was hot in there.
No, really, there hasn't. I mean, unless I'm missing one, there has not been a movie that Dwayne the Rock Johnson's in that I have not enjoyed.
There's
guy's
I
undefeated.
don't mind.
You
I don't
guys
mind his
remember
movies.
that Dwayne the Rock?
The Game Plan. I already say the Game
Yes.
Plan.
Yeah.
No, the
What's that one that came out a long?
The one that he gets bullied as in high school and then becomes a secret agent.
I never saw that. Oh yeah, the one where he
21 Jump Street.
No, Kevin Hart's
Kevin
in
Hart
it. Is
meets him later on in life, and he's like a special ops guy.
Yeah, but he in the
He,
opening
glowed up.
scene is he's dancing naked and gets thrown out in the gym.
Yeah, I remember that. They CGI him to look like a chubby kid in high school. I don't remember what it was called. I've
I'll
only
find
seen
it.
part of it. I don't think I've seen the whole one. What is that
The
called?
Rock and Kevin Hart movies.
I just
Central Intelligence,
Yeah.
great movie. Jumanji, great movie.
Those two
from his social media and from watching interviews with him, I think he's just a giant baby in a giant man's body. He's just I do
he
not
might be.
like him.
I have never. I will say this: Kevin Hart and Dwayne the Rock Johnson owe each other a lot in life because they have somehow
They're very
created,
funny together.
They have become two of the highest paid actors on the planet, and a lot of it is due to the way they're able to play off of each other.
Kevin Hart is funny.
Kevin Hart is very funny.
He makes me laugh. But Jack Black in those Jumanji movies is
He's very funny.
insanely
Jack Black's
talented.
hilarious.
The way that he is able
Those movies are
to
great.
play first of all the idea of just a chubby guy playing the hot girl is hilarious.
Very funny.
But very few people could pull that off. I would think maybe
that-
only two people I could think of could do that.
Who's
And
the
that would
second?
be Jack Black, and that would have been Chris Farley.
Yes.
What about Kevin James?
Kevin James?
Kevin
Kevin James.
James.
Actually,
Kevin James probably could, but Kevin James is really good at playing himself, and that's
dude,
why
Mall Cop, man.
he's so funny because
Mall
he
Cop
plays
is
himself.
funny.
I don't know if I've ever seen Kevin James do something like that where he's really playing somebody else. Though.
yeah. I
love Kevin James.
I think I heard that Kevin Hart made 35 mil off of that first Jumanji movie.
Have you seen?
That's crazy.
Have you seen the interview clip where Dwayne they're interviewing The Rock and Kevin Hart's sitting next to him and The Rock's like, yeah, so I bought my mom a house and he's having this intimate moment. Kevin Hart goes, finally, all right, and everyone just stops leaving. Y'all are all thinking it. I mean, you're the highest paid actor in the world. You finally buy your mom a house. He's like, that was the first thing I did when I got money.
Do you ever see the?
That's funny.
The Rock went live on Instagram once. He cut himself working out or something and was trying to act all tough. Just because you cut yourself or whatever. Like, it doesn't mean you have to stop working out. He's got this like cut or his eye has a little blood. And then Kevin Hart posted the same thing, like made a fake cut on himself and was like, listen, guys, just because you cut yourself, and like is totally mocking him. And that was freaking
Kevin
funny.
Hart's
Dude.
hilarious.
He's got like big, heavy chains around his neck. Oh, so funny.
Remember whenever there was like in the news, but something about Kevin Hart like getting in an accident, being like paralyzed for the rest of his life?
What? No.
I swear one day everybody was talking about how Kevin
I have
Hart
like a vague memory of that.
just got in a car accident and he was paralyzed.
I have a vague memory of that in the back
and
of
then
my mind.
I like the next week I saw there was like a trailer with him in it. I was like, wow, that's crazy that like they're airing that. And then nope, didn't happen or something. But for some reason everybody thought it happened.
I mean, it's not too hard these days.
Kevin Hart opened up about his recovery from a devastating car accident.
So he had a car accident.
It left him partially paralyzed for some time.
Oh, okay.
In 2019.
So it's just for some time then. Okay.
It did happen though.
Okay, I'm not crazy.
You're not
that was
crazy.
like one of the,
Almost lost
sometimes
Kev.
you like convince yourself of something for so long.
He got canceled.
He did get canceled.
Why did he get canceled?
I don't remember, but there's a whole documentary on Netflix.
Part of it was some stuff that he said in his old comedy routines that don't fly in today's
Well,
comedy
I think
routines.
what the big thing was is he refused to apologize.
Yeah, so I think that was a big part of it. But he somehow got back to the
Yeah,
the
how is he
spotlight.
where he is now? How did that happen?
I don't know, dude. Some people say some people say Kevin Hart's in the Illuminati, like big time.
Oh dang!
Like people will mention it in interviews to him, and like he'll be like
Well, I don't know if
shuts
he's
it down.
in it, but there has been like Kelly Clarkson.
That was
an
when I saw,
interview and was
yeah.
talking about like people overpay me a lot of money. He's like, shh,
yeah,
and like basically told her like, hush up, don't.
yeah, don't talk
What?
about it.
But I think I viewed that as he was like protecting her
I don't know, man.
from being killed
Who
for
knows?
saying too much.
It's crazy stuff, man.
I mean, there's a lot of like David Dobrik has talked about it multiple times
yeah,
of like he's had like a friend like called him and basically was like bawling her eyes out because like they had to sacrifice, like they needed to, someone came to them and like they have to sacrifice someone to be famous, and like their mom said they would do it.
I've heard some crazy stuff like that. I think you get to this certain.
I think I'm not.
You get to this certain tier of fame.
You know me. Anytime there's a conspiracy, I'll jump on board.
You
man.
get to a certain tier of fame, and I think there's definitely some crazy
I don't
stuff going
think the Illuminati is real, but there are some questions.
on. There are some questions asked.
That's
I think
why-
that TikTok sound that's like, and if you ever tell yourself the government wouldn't do that, oh yes they would. Anyways,
Yeah.
I feel like we're being watched right now.
Well, yeah, we're on
We
YouTube.
are.
There's like hundreds of people listening right now.
Yeah,
There's,
dude,
like,
it's
tens of people.
crazy.
How long have we been going
Dozens
About
of
an hour.
people.
for? Okay, it feels like
Hour
it feels
three?
like an eternity. No offense. I just feel like we've been here for a long time.
Yeah,
I
me too.
This
Take
feels like a
offense
longer
to it.
banter episode.
I had a rat named Mr. Tickletoes.
what?
That's what I was going to say earlier.
Did you actually?
Yep, I had a rat named Mr. Tickletoes. I called him Mr. I was whenever I was like 5.
We had some mice in our house once.
I called him Mr. Tickletoes because he would crawl.
I hadn't.
Because he would crawl on me and his toes would tickle me.
That's funny.
So I called him Mr. Tickletoes.
How'd he die?
Do you know this story?
No,
I think I do.
Okay, because I was gonna say how he died.
I don't.
I can't remember.
I came upstairs and his cage was turned over on the ground
I do.
and he was dead under my bed. My dog ate him.
Yeah, so we had,
my sister's dog ate him. He
we
went up
had-
there and clawed him out of the cage, and then bit him until he died,
Uh-huh.
and then just threw him under the bed and left him.
that sounds like a dog.
Yeah,
we had
dogs, dude.
because we found like obvious evidence of mice in our house.
Uh-huh.
This is like
like poop.
7 months ago now.
Like
maybe
poop.
maybe 9 months ago. And so
How did you respond?
Well, we have a like we have a friend who's an exterminator. So he like comes sprays our house once a quarter.
The exterminator.
So I called him and I was
Vin
like
Diesel.
I was like, hey, there's definite evidence of mouse poop. Like, I'm like, you want me to just set some traps, and then like, is there something you can do? Like, once I catch them, like, what's the like procedure with an exterminator? I don't
What's
know.
the procedure?
Like, do I just catch them and then just hope nothing else comes to my house? And he's like, no, we got to catch all of the mice that are in the house currently. Then we plug up all the holes of where they came in, because if you plug up all the holes of where they come in, then you just trap all the mice in the house, which is not what you want to do. Because then they'll just stay in your house and they can't get out.
Valid.
So then you'll have way more mice.
Valid.
So we catch the one, and then he told me to set a second trap under my sink because he knew that's where the plumbing came up. And so we set one, caught one in his like little nest. Set a second one, didn't catch it. I went downstairs and I moved a box mouse poop under the box. I
Oh,
was like,
dang.
well, I'll just move the trap that I'd put upstairs down here and just see, like, was that just the one mouse that we'd already killed or what's going on? Put the mouse trap down there, check it the next morning, another mouse. Like, okay, so now we got mice, not a mouse, got mice. So then I was gonna go get more mouse traps the next day, come down and let my dogs out. 2 mice chewed up dead in where they stay at night.
Let's go.
And I was like, oh frick! Now we have a infestation because now there's evidence of 4 mice.
Yeah, that's a lot of mice.
4 mice dead in my
Your
house.
house is basically made out of mice at this point.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Walls are swimming.
So set another mouse trap. Never
It's like
caught anything.
Ratatouille.
Oh.
So I don't know what's
It
going
might
on.
have just been 4.
Well, what
Family
I'm
of 4,
saying, what I
killed them all.
told Liz is that our dog sent a message.
You're not wrong.
Dang.
Our dogs sent a message like,
DreamWorks
"Hey,
style.
you don't come in here. This is our house.
Dang.
Your little
dude.
buddies."
Go find your cheese at the restaurant in Paris, Ratatouille.
They just left
Yeah.
them. They just left them on the floor.
Yeah.
2 dead mice.
That is true. That's like hanging heads on
I like to see you
stakes
try,
outside of-
my scum.
outside of like
Yeah.
a kingdom wall.
So I don't know. There's still like evidence
The
of mice
Vikings.
down there, like that I've been like cleaned up. I clean it up whenever I see it, but I don't know if it's like those mice that have already been killed, or if there's
to
more
say.
mice down there. Tough to know. Tough to know. But no other ones have come to the kitchen.
That's fun.
We only had 1 mouse come to the kitchen. I feel like if there were more mice would come to our kitchen.
You would think, but the
Yeah.
message was sent.
But
Message sent.
who knows? Message was sent.
Make the for our noise that we make.
The mousetrap killing the mouse.
No, that's too dark, man.
Well, it probably wasn't this kind of mousetrap. It was kind of the one where you get stuck.
Help! It's got me. I have 3 kids. I just wanted some cheese.
It was whatever.
How will you respond?
It was.
How do you respond?
It was whatever mousetrap you wanted to be, Konner.
No, I don't have a preference. I just would assume. Did you set the kind that?
It was
or did
whichever
you use
one
the
you
kind
wanted
that
to
like
be.
is a tub with the glue on the bottom.
Which one would you rather it be?
The glue sounds more convenient.
It was
for
the
you.
glue then.
It just I don't see you setting a bunch of like old fashioned mousetraps. It doesn't sound like something you would like to do.
Okay.
Why?
I don't just you're saying this like
It was the
I
glue.
have a preference.
It was
how
the
you
glue.
do it.
But if I were gonna use it, I'd probably use peanut butter instead of cheese. They tend to like that.
No, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with how you caught the mice. You were saying that like I had a really strong opinion about how you catch them. I do not give it. You can burn them for all I care.
Hey,
Burn all the mice. You can line them all up in your backyard.
that's a good band name. Burn all the mice.
Konner's about to write their first single. All right, well that's it.
Somebody clip Konner going, burn all the mice. Burn them all up.